Hello, welcome and namaste. This is Moksha Mukti Apollo going live, speaking regarding your questions about life experiences. And we'll do a quick sound check. Live, speaking regarding your question. Sound check is good. And right now I'm sharing to a couple of different groups. And waiting for others to join in. And once you join in and start writing questions, and Moksha Mukti will begin. Just share to a couple of different groups here. And if you go and share Moksha Mukti live feed to different groups, spiritual groups like Namaste, Light Workers, Awakening, Enlightenment, Consciousness, Meditation, so on and so forth, you also win an opportunity to have a personal meeting with Moksha Mukti, where you can go deeper. Right now, this is just a light session, Although this is a light session, this live talk is way deeper than a lot of talks out there. A lot of people are talking. This is way deeper than that. Still what Moksha Mukti sees, this is just a light gathering that is happening. And we have intensive session. Sometimes that happens in nighttime, sometimes in daytime, but this is not intensive session. This is the light session. And simply ask questions about life experiences, and Moksha Mukti shall speak regarding that. And in intensive session, we go deeper. And in the live meeting or the personal meeting, we go even deeper. I'm talking about deeper, meaning in deeper of life experiences. Inner seeing. Not like outer experiencing, but inward, going deeper, deeper, deeper. Not like, when Moksha Mukti describe inner going deep in the ocean, and some of you are taking literally, are we going to go deep in the ocean? No. We're just going deeper inner process, or inner seeing to the source, you see. Because for the thought, that source or quantum plexus seems deep, you see. And for the thought, we're going deeper. So that's what's happening now. And sharing to different groups here. And if you share, of course, your name will be placed. And name will be placed on the list, and I'll share the list with you in just a second. And I'll tell you who's on the list. So if you're on the list, and let me grab my phone. All right. Alright, so let me grab the phone. Okay. I've got a message here. I gotta listen to this message. So while we're getting situated, I'm gonna be listening to the voicemail. Apparently there is no message. Just a few clicks. Just a few clicks, so just find out who that is. And while I'm on the phone, yes, you are welcome to go and share this live feed. I am sharing this with you. Okay. So the call wasn't important. So yes, you can go ahead and share this to different groups, such as Namaste, Awakening, Enlightenment, Spirituality. Such groups you're sharing. Right now, Moksha Mukti is sharing this with you, sharing the love of the existence. So you're getting that, and through you can share and spread the so-called love. And so while you do that, I'm going to go and start reading comments. On the iPhone. Reading comments. And today I didn't get the phone call because some reason I didn't feel like going through that process. And this may be like a short session today, depending on the situation. And so, yeah, while you share Moksha Mukti's live feed to different groups, spreading the love, opening yourself up, doing a good karma, I'm going to start reading your comments shortly. And let's see who's here. So Vivian is here. Hi, Vivian. Vivian Rice, namaste. Glad to be back. You're looking good. Thank you, Vivian. Namaste. Thanks for joining today. And yesterday there was no gathering. Moksha Mukti had to do something personal to take care of some things, family things. And so there was no gathering yesterday, no live feed. Then Wagner Ryan says, namaste, brother. Namaste, Wagner. Thanks for joining. So yeah, there was no gathering, and tonight I may have an intensive sessions in the evening. And just keep in mind that intensive session we're going deeper, and for newcomers that intensive session might be too much. And because last time people coming, and usually trollers come to these sessions, to live meetings, and more trollers seem to be coming to intensive session because they have no idea what is going on in the intensive session. You see, I mean, light session is going on, that is going on, and I mean, everyone is welcome here in light session, but intensive session, those who dare to come, maybe I shall put a warning on the top. It says those who dare to enter, only enter here, you see. And some people, they come here and say, oh, now, I mean, this Moksha Mukti may be into deep meditative state, and Moksha Mukti is meditating now, but during the intensive session there is no speaking. So of course there may be like a silence, and some people cannot see the silence, and you're not talking, you're sending negative vibes, this, that, and the other, So that's what happens in intensive session. Then we have a personal meeting, and during personal meeting, and we just go one person, just meeting with you, just you and Moksha Mukti. And for that, you can win a personal meeting with Moksha Mukti when you share Moksha Mukti's love, or you're spreading the love to different groups. Share as much you want. And when you share, Moksha Mukti will take your name down and place in that groups, and from there they'll be drawing. I think they'll be drawing this weekend, and by Monday or next week sometimes, Moksha Mukti will announce who will be the winner. And if you are the winner, then you will be granted or awarded a personal meeting with Moksha Mukti. And the second way you can request, of course everybody's got to pay their bills and pay their expenses, and Moksha Mukti simply asks for a simple small donation, and through this donation you have opportunity to schedule Moksha Mukti personal meeting with Moksha Mukti. So those are the options available. And thanks for joining today. And there is nothing really in the Moksha Mukti's mind, There is thoughts there, definitely thoughts, but it's a peaceful. And simply speaking going on right now. Speaking is going on. And Moksha Mukti has pretty much figured out that some reason, some people in that Namaste group, which Moksha Mukti used to go quite frequently, has removed him for apparently spreading this love, pointing everyone to the source, and possibly creating peace in the world, because when everyone give attention to their source that is observing, or the quantum plexus, it is possible for total peace on the planet Earth. It is total possibility of eliminating suffering. However, it requires everyone give attention to the source. So Moksha Mukti is spreading these pointers or message or love, whatever you want to call it. And Namaste is such a large group, so he was going in there doing this. Somehow, what happened? He was removed, and it's okay. There is no problem. There are some people, Moksha Mukti's friends in that group, and they will share this live feed into that group. And if you're the member of that group, and go and share that into that group. If not, it is okay, because there are few of you here, and what is happening here is satsang, our true gathering, our true association. Even by small number of group, even one person here listening to Moksha Mukti, there is something profound going on. There's something profound going on. When you gather here, there's something profound going on. Even one person listening. So he's not really bothered by, joining the large group, but of course, you would want peace to happen. Some people come back and report it to Moksha Mukti, hey, I want peace in the world. Can you do quantum prayer for the peace, world peace? we can still do quantum prayer in this small group, and there is no problem, you see, because just like the butterflies effect, even small gathering. And what is happening here? Is everything okay? It's like repeating. Why is it repeating? Is everything okay? And what is happening here? Is everything okay? It's like repeating. Why is it repeating? It's like repeating. Why is it repeating? I'm checking my phone. Something's going on here. Check on my phone. Sounds like something going on here. I'm checking the sound and everything's going okay. Check on my phone. Sounds like something going on here. I'm checking the sound and everything's going okay. Check on my phone. Sounds like something going on here. I'm checking the sound and everything's going okay. I think it's okay. And let me go and start reading the comment. And the comment says, Jenny Jeffer says, you look so sad today. Perhaps, Jenny, what is happening is simply happening. It is simply dynamically happening. And you see, that's what Moksha Mukti been pointing, Jenny, is that the sadness and happiness is just a sensation in the body. It appears and disappears. You wanting to be happy all the time is causing you the problem. It's not causing Moksha Mukti problem, although there may be sadness experiencing, you see, that happens. And although sadness is being experienced here, if there is a sadness here, the sadness is, you see, is part of who you are. Now, if Moksha Mukti tries to get rid of that sadness now, what will happen? There will be friction, and that will cause him the problem and even make him sadder. You see? See, I'm not trying to be, if there's a sadness here, Moksha Mukti is not trying to be free from the sadness. See, it itself allows Moksha Mukti to be free from the sadness when that sensation wears off from the body. When that wears off, the sadness will disappear. You see? Now, that is the problem with the humanity, is that when they feel sad, it's okay to be sad. Trying to be free from the sadness is causing the problem. So here there is no problem, even though something is sad, something happened to Moksha Mukti's life, and it happens to everyone. The sadness is experienced. So the sadness is not giving Moksha Mukti problem, because Moksha Mukti is giving attention to that source. In the source, you're not sad. Experiencing might be there. The awareness might be there, the thought might be there, because thought is actually exaggerated sadness, but Moksha Mukti is not sad. He's not sad at all. So, but good observation, Jenny. If there's a sadness, it's okay, no problem. Because what happens, just that maybe there's something in mind, you see, and every time that happens in your life, sometimes you have many thoughts, sometimes you don't have many thoughts. Regardless, thoughts are always there in the mind. Maybe I have more thoughts than I normally do, and that is perfectly fine, because everything is happening in cycle, you see, and this is simply happening now. Freddy says, opinions on the law of attraction. Well, why do you want to know, Freddy, about law of attraction? Whatever is in the mind, it attracts the same thing. Whatever you imagine, it attracts the same thing. You imagine you're being rich, you will be rich. You imagine You're living in a big house, you will live in a big house. You imagine driving a luxury car, you will drive a luxury car. However, don't get your hopes high. There is always, if there is a luxury, there will be also experience of not so luxury. It appears and disappears. You see, if you imagine you're living in a big house, of course you're going to live in a big house. And that imagination may take years, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long it takes. But if you keep on imagining, yes, you will come true, because that is law of attraction. You see. But that's not what Moksha Mukti is pointing here. He's pointing you to the source of the quantum plexus that is available to you now in this present moment, and simply requires your attention to that. You see. And by giving attention that, it creates infinity possibility, it creates miracle. And you don't need to be imagining, you don't need to be thinking, now you're living efficiently, effectively. You see, and there's all possibilities to whatever you desire. You see. Jenny Jeffer asks, what is your opinion on twin flames? In the reality, Jenny, your partner, whatever you're looking for, is already available to you. And what is causing you to not to meet that person? You may have already met that person, and you may have overlooked that person for whatever image in your mind you may have already overlooked. So what is dominating in you and most of the humans, you see, and this statement may cause problem in your thinking or your thought, because it seems like a lot of people are, not liking this comment, but it is truth. It is what it is, you see. And Moksha Mukti is speaking the truth. And so you may have already overlooked that person that's already in your life, or that is yet to come. But thought dominates, thought overlooks that, because thought is lying to you. You see. And that statement is problem to a lot of you, because you not accept it. But it is the truth. You see. And so-called imagined twin flame is just the imagination that is imagined by the mind. It's like an ideal state. Like I have someone who is like a twin flame, who is like my soulmate, who is, meant to be mine, or so on and so forth. That's just the imagination or idea. You see. Imagination and idea, but the nature has already created someone for you, whether you know it or you don't know it. And Moksha Mukti is pointing you to the source, asking you or pointing you to give attention to the source or the quantum plexus. In there, the source itself will guide you to find that whoever you're looking for, that is available to you. You see. But the twin flame, soulmate, all that is just the imagination and just the idea, ideal idea that is placed in your head. You see. But in the reality, nature has already created there for you. You see, nature works hard to, pair you up. And in the reality, it is what it is. Everything is happening. It's a dance of quantum. Quantum is dancing. Universe is dancing. There is a vibration, and there is all this vibration coming. Tangible and intangible energy influencing us, giving us stimuli, and one stimuli may give us sadness, next stimuli may give us happiness. Just like Jenny reported, hey Moksha, you look sad. So maybe there is intangible stimuli that is giving the vibration coming to Moksha Mukti's experiences and giving that so-called sadness experiences, just the stimuli from this intangible force which we don't see. That is all happening. You see, it's all happening. There is a tangible and intangible stimuli in the whatever it is, in the vibration, in the quantum or the universe. Through this, there are sometimes waves created. Through this, there are sometimes tides created, hurricane created, just like in the life. All that quantum is dancing, producing waves which you don't see with your eye, just like fish does not see the water. We don't see the quantum plexus. That's where we are connected. So through this vibration, the experience is being created, and you come out and say, "Hey, Moksha Mukti, you look sad today," and it's okay, because just the stimuli, even coming from deep galaxy, trillion light years away, that has direct effect in you, intangibly, which you don't see that, but you're experiencing that, and you're saying, "Well, I am experiencing because so and so did this to me, so and so said this to me, so and so is happening in my life. Now I got to take care of my mother. Now I got to take care of my brother. Now I got to take care of my family. Now I got to take care of do this. Now I have all this experiences. Now I don't have a free time. Now I don't have free time to feel happy. Now I don't have free time to do many things that I want to do," and so on and so forth. You see? Why does it freeze on the... there it is. All this technology. All the technology we're using. And it seems like, it is frozen. Why it looks frozen? Are you also experiencing the same thing? It looks like my video is frozen. But it is not frozen here. Just the iPhone. Just the iPhone seems frozen. Frozen on the iPhone. I guess I need to start a new fresh app, that will clear what I'm seeing here. Maybe you're experiencing this, or maybe you're not. So okay, yeah, I think that fixed it. Says the video is jumping around and skipping and hard to follow. Yeah, why is it happening? Technical. It's not happening on my end here, Shara. I am watching that. I am not experiencing that here. I don't know why Sarah and Vivian are experiencing that. Maybe it's fixed now. I'm looking at the page here, and I have no issue. I'm watching from on my laptop and as well as watching on the iPhone, so both seem to be working. Sheila Omera says namaste. Namaste, Sheila. Thanks for joining. How are you? Amari Raso says twin flames are real. You just need to follow your highest path and you will find him. That's what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you, Amari. You may say highest path, but that highest path is already within you. That's what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you. That highest path, you say, is what is the source, the quantum plexus. That is within you. That is not outside. That's what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you. It is already within you now in this present moment. You see, it is available to you. And the source itself will guide you. That Moksha Mukti has already said that. And the twin flame is not real. It's imagination, because that's the ideal. Because twin flame is something that is made by the nature. That is created for you. And that is available to you. You see. And you are seeking something higher from that imagination. And you're not finding that, because now that's based on imagination. And look all over, and you saying, well, I haven't found my twin flame. The twin flame have already come and gone. And the twin flame might be something that you didn't even expect. You don't even seem that is your twin flame, because now you're looking from outside source. You see, your twin flame, if it exists, actually is what is that inside of that person, not from outside look. What is inside of that person? That is your twin flame, if there is a twin flame. But the so-called twin flame and so-called soulmate those are exaggerated, loaded, you see, imagined assumption. And based on that assumption, you're running, and you're not finding. You see, look within. That's what Moksha Mukti is saying. Within there is a source that itself will guide you. It simply requires your attention, not by imagination. Imagine, hey, yes, higher path. You're saying higher path is already within you, but your imagination says higher path. Hey, higher path. Hey, when can I get my twin flame? When am I gonna get my soulmate? So that is just the thought talking to you. That is imagination. That is assumption going on, and is assumption going on. You're going in a circle, and in the circle, what is happening? You're not finding it, and you keep on asking, repeating. You see, simply that's what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you to give attention to the source. And this is just a light session. Is Moksha Mukti saying you may be experiencing this now. Some of you come here frequently, and you may be experiencing what Moksha Mukti is pointing, or we have an intensive session. In the intensive session, we go deeper, and there you are actually experiencing this source. And in the session, it's more intensive than this, you see, and that Moksha Mukti offers. And also then there is a personal meeting. And if you share this live feed to different groups like Namaste or Light Workers or Awakening, Spirituality, Meditation, any spiritual group that you're a member of, your name will be placed on the computer, and Moksha Mukti will draw names this weekend, and by Monday or next week sometime he will announce who will be the winner. So you have an opportunity to win, and Moksha Mukti will award you personal meeting with Moksha Mukti. You see, and we can go deeper. And when we go deeper, it will make a lot of more sense to you than just by coming here, just a light session. And then we have intensive session, we go deeper. You see. Let's read more comments here. Nagina Siddiq says, Namaste. Namaste, Nagina. Thanks for joining. Trevor has seemed to stop. Yes, it seems like there was an issue earlier, but I think it's fixed, Trevor. Okay, so it's getting better. See, that's the vibe. See, when you are not agitated in the source, if I doing hey, what's the problem? What is the problem? See, if I'm not agitated in the source itself will talk to the quantum, to the technology, and slowly it itself will fix the problem. I might say, I've got my twin flames now. Well, if you got it. But you cannot close your eyes and say, I've got my twin flames. No. Try closing your eyes. Well, we do this only in the intensive session. Try closing your eyes and say, you can locate that twin flames. And that we do in the intensive. We don't do it here, but I just wanted to point that out to you, you see. Because what is happening, you see, it might be imagination and assumption. You see, your imagination is so powerful, not talking about like daydreaming kind of imagination. The imagination, concrete imagination that is produced by a thought, and that assumption that is so powerful, it will make you believe. That's why we go to this intensive session where we say, hey, wait a minute. What I believe wasn't real. What I believe wasn't true. Because now I am seeing differently. In my inner, within myself, to the source, to the quantum plexus. You see, that is observing everything. You see, and when you start to give attention to that, yes, then you will see that. Bill Claus says, good day, my friend. Hey, Bill, good day to you. Thanks for joining. Bill says, my surgery went well. See, I told you, Bill, your surgery was going to go well. Glad it went well. Glad you're doing fine. Bill says, thank you for your prayer. You're welcome, Bill. You ask, you shall get. You ask for a prayer. Moksha Mukti prayed. Your surgery went fine. Everything is okay. Everything is happening. What is causing you the problem is your own thought, that is imagining, and that is assuming. And sometimes imagining and assuming may seem like entertainment. A lot of people do that. They talk to themselves. They think quite a bit. They imagine quite a bit. It's okay, but those are just the imagination and assumption, not real. You see, imagination and assumption. And when you begin to see the truth that is available within you, then you begin to experience something peaceful. That if you watch Moksha Mukti's previous videos, people coming into this gathering and feeling that peacefulness, feeling that calmness, feeling that relaxation into this group, getting healed. People reported back to Moksha Mukti, I think 2 days ago, Moksha Mukti had 4 hours talks. That was the longest talks last, was it Tuesday? No, it was Wednesday. Wednesday was Moksha Mukti's longest talk ever in his history. He's been talking for more than 4 years. In his talks, that was the longest talks. In that talks, there's one person reported she had a hard time breathing. By listening to Moksha Mukti, by being in the gathering, she says, hey, now I can breathe now. There's no pain when I breathe. You see, so all these things happening here. You see. And Bill says, yes, I'm choosing not to feel my pain. Yes, Bill, your pain is there in the body. There is no denying that. The pain is actually a sensation, and your own thought that you call choosing, your thought is exaggerating that pain and making you feel intolerable, that you cannot tolerate the pain. You see, that is what is happening. And yes, when you don't believe in your thoughts, then your pain will be lessened. Pain will be minimized. Mehde Hassan Sekura says, hello sir, love from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hey Mehde, thanks for joining. Namaste, how are you? So you see, so this is light talk. This is simply happening. And we have a deeper session or an intensive session usually happens, and Moksha Mukti announced that, hey, everyone, this is intensive session. He will even write it on top of the page that this is an intensive session, and he's gonna start to enter here cautiously or something like that, you see, because now in the intensive session, intensive things happen. Mehdi says, I am fine, sir. Well, good. Yeah, join you at your own risk. Yep, the same thing as a cautious or caveat. Because actually last couple of sessions, I think one session was so intensive, Vivian, I think maybe that is the reason why they removed Moksha Mukti from their group, because it was an intensive session, not knowing that. And maybe some people reported, and now they completely blocked Moksha Mukti. They removed Moksha Mukti from the group, and they completely blocked him. He doesn't even see the group Namaste anymore. But it is not Moksha Mukti's loss. It's going to happen no matter what. Moksha Mukti is not. He didn't start doing this from last month or yesterday. This has been happening for many, many years. And if you go on a YouTube, you'll see Moksha Mukti start giving this talk since 2012 or 2011. And Moksha Mukti used to teach meditation back in 2005. You see. So it happens. It happens. You see, people block you, people will give you negative comments. All these things happens, and that's what happened in an intensive session, one session. But the other session wasn't too bad. There was only one troller, not knowing what happened, and start giving the vehemence feedback, vehemence comments. So that's what happens in the intensive session. Nagina say, yes, I close my eyes and see the rain. Yes, Nagina, that is in your memory. What you see is in your memory. Keep on looking. Keep on give attention to that observing. That is observing. And report what else do you see. That rain is just the imagination recall from the memory. But there is a functioning that is happening. Functioning happening. Give attention to that and see. Report what you see. You see, then Moksha Mukti is going to give you hints to go to the source, because what you imagine of the rain is just the rain. It's just the image coming from your memory. So that what is happening there is you recalling from your memory. Recollection is happening from the memory. Imagination is happening. So that is part of who you are. Imagination, imagining. So observing is seeing that imagining or imagination. That is recalling. That is what is happening. Bill say, wow, that sucks. Yes, well, you have many friends. Moksha Mukti have many friends. The other day, someone shared this live feed into the Namaste group, and I have many friends here. One of you will share the love and go to that website and share this live feed. And Moksha Mukti have some friends there. It's a large group. Also, when you have a large group, also somebody who doesn't understand what Moksha Mukti is doing, they see this as a negative. What Moksha Mukti is doing is not negative in the reality. It's spreading the love of the existence, expressions of the existence. That is just the expressing. And with this, here's a possibility, like we do quantum prayer for the peace, world peace. We do all these peaceful things. You see people coming here being healed. People coming here being relaxed, people coming there changing their life, all these things is happening here. And you see, but I have friends here. If you see there in the heart, go and share, and there are some Moksha Mukti friends there who would appreciate that you share there, some people can handle the truth. Yes, Vivia, not the people. I don't want to give blames to anyone. It's not the people, it's the thought. It's the nature of the thought to make that happen. It's not the people that are in an enemy, but your own thought. You see, thought is the enemy. You see, the thought cannot handle the truth. Thought does not know the truth. Thought knows the truth. What is synthetic truth created in this reality? Synthetic truth accepted collectively by group of people, by experts. Those are we accept that, and by accepting, what happens? That becomes collective truth. So that truth thought can handle, because that is created truth, imagined truth, synthetic truth. But the real truth, thought will never know the real truth. That's why thought cannot handle the truth. And when thought cannot handle the truth, when the people believe in the thought, 99% of the people, they believe in the thought, and what happens? Then you perceive as a people can handle the truth. So I have some friends here who are watching. If you would like to share this love, share into Namaste group or any other group, Moksha Mukti will appreciate it, because I know there are people who want to, receive these loves or the blessings Moksha Mukti is expressing, you see. And here, we just doing the gathering, true gathering, peaceful gathering that is happening now in this present moment. It is simply happening. Mary sir, I ask for your blessings. I love someone truly and honestly. I feel synchronicity with her. I feel a complete harmonic soul time with her, with my intuition, but there are some negative blockage. in the path of our union. How can I get rid of those blockers? I ask you prayers, blessings, and guidance in advance. Thank you, Mary. Okay, Mary. Moksha Mukti is gonna bless you, and Moksha is gonna pray for you for finding that love. Okay, I'm gonna pray for that you find your love. And what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you is you give your attention not to the thought so much, but to the source that is observing everything. You see, give attention to that. Don't believe in your thoughts even for a few seconds, and Moksha Mukti will do quantum prayer for you. If you ask, Moksha Mukti shall give you. So Mehdi, you're gonna find that person. You're gonna first you find your love within. When you find your love within, then it allows more room for the love, and it attracts you, attracts love. It's like law of attraction, right? So here's a prayer for Mehdi. All right, so that is done. In the reality, what you're really missing is your own experiencing of that source of the quantum plexus, a recognition of the source of the quantum plexus. You're missing that. Everything you're searching is already available within you now, in this present moment. Now, not in the future. And majority people, busy people, they're busy. All this thought is going, making it in a circle, going busy, like a hamster is running in a hole, going, going faster, going in a circle, going, moving faster, but the busy, they're at the same place. And when they're so busy, there is no energy left for you to give attention to the source that is available to you now, in this present moment. Mehdi says, speechless, so grateful for your quantum prayer. Yes, Mehdi, not a problem. You're here, you're in this gathering, it's a true gathering. This is simply happening. And what happened is simply happened. Yes, search and you'll find. That's true, Vivian. But this is not searching. You're not searching for what you already have within you. You're not searching. It just requires attention. Simply requires your attention. That is observing. And in that observing, everything is observing. That observing itself will find it for you. You see. Vivek Kumar Singh says, what is a place for Joker in Moksha? Hey Vivek, can you rephrase that question? I'm not understanding. Are you trolling Moksha Mukti or giving Moksha Mukti a hard time? I don't know what you're asking question. Melissa Campbell says, speaking of quantum prayer or quantum physics, do you think that the collective beliefs of many affect your life greatly, even if you yourself don't share that belief? For example, if I take a medication that I don't believe has any benefit, but that majority people I am around believe that it will have great benefit, does it affect the effectiveness of the medication? Yes, what you believe, Melissa, what you believe affect you tremendously. So if I give you a sugar pill, and if you believe that sugar pill is going to cure you, that sugar pill is going to cure you. See, what you believe, your belief system has more effect to your well-being than anything else. Just like it's a collective belief that when the doctor prescribes prescription and you take that prescription, you will be healed. And that is based on collective effort. They did collective research on the so-called animals, rats, monkeys, and all these animals, and then they take that and they do collective study on the humans, and then they do collective study in the sample, and from there if people are being healed, you start saying that the doctor starts prescribing, because there is a tremendous proof from the research that you will be healed when you take this medication. But bear in mind that Dr. Deepak Chopra, what Moksha Mukti used to listen to, but I don't listen to him anymore, I don't listen to anyone anymore, but Dr. Chopra pointed that when he was chief of the hospital, you see, chief of the entire hospital, when the doctors start prescribing a medicine, same medicine, for same people who have same symptoms, out of 10 people, maybe only 5 or 6 people being healed, not everyone is being healed. You see, that's the time he decided, hey, this is not, there is something more profound that is going on. I'm going to give everything up, go back to India, and I'm going to try to find holistically. So he went back to India, he did some study there, and he came back and he quit everything and he started so-called preaching. Because there is something within that is more than just the prescribing medication, you see. So that pill that you take may affect you, may not affect you. There is more factors. And of course, one is your own belief system. Because let me tell you a story of a story that I read somewhere, that this person had a brain tumor, and he went to see a doctor, and doctor gave him placebo, right? Placebo. And through this placebo, this person's tumor was melted, completely gone. And some reason he found out that doctor only gave him a placebo instead of the real medication. Then all of a sudden he brought back his tumor. The tumor is completely came back to him, you see, in his mind and his brain. And then that he went back to doctor. Hey doctor, you cheated me. You only gave me placebo, and that is not true. Now my although it was healed, now I didn't believe it. It's coming back to my mind or the brain. And the doctor said, well, we're going to give you this shot, and after giving this shot, this may help you. So doctor gave him a shot, and again his tumor was completely healed from the mind, from the brain tumor. And somehow he found out the doctor only gave him a salt water injection, and he came back to doctor. Hey doctor, you cheated me again. You only gave me salt water. And then he recreated that tumor in the mind. You see, that was completely healed for 2 times and recreated, and doctor tried to give him different medication, but at the end, poor fella, he passed away because the brain tumor appeared in the mind, you see. So that's what happens, you see. That's the belief system has tremendous effect, and you will change beliefs many times in life, because without the belief, you cannot function in the condition, in this conditioned reality, in this reality. That's why Moksha Mukti is pointing, while you're here in this gathering, don't believe in your thoughts, even for 15 seconds, and see what happens, and give attention to that source or the quantum plexus that is observing everything. And quantum prayer, quantum prayer is actually, quantum is the smallest object that scientists have given us so far, pointed us so far. So that's why Moksha Mukti says quantum, because everything that is the smallest thing that is available. And quantum plexus, Moksha Mukti says, through quantum we are connected to everything, you see. And then the quantum prayer is done through that quantum, that to the plexus everything is connected. That quantum talks to that quantum, and you see the prayer. People are being healed. They reported they healed here when Moksha Mukti does quantum prayer. Vivek Kumar says, somebody considered himself a joker. He believes in it and not changing. He remains as it is. Yes, whatever you can believe whatever you want to believe. This is what Moksha Mukti is pointing to, is not a belief. Something occurred to him, something happened to him through the serendipity or through the grace of the Lord himself, you see. Something happened to him, and through this so-called awakening, or whatever is this, Moksha Mukti begin to function in natural state. You see, it's not like something he believed in it, something that he imagined. You see, after this, the epiphanic experiences. Epiphany lasted for several months. You see, all of a sudden he was eating meat, he was drinking alcohol. He used to make alcohol, in his basement, making wine, all that, drink wine almost every day, even a glass of water. And that is what is happening. And all of a sudden from that day, he didn't even drink alcohol, he didn't even take meat. And all of a sudden he started getting this high feeling, like epiphany, that lasted for several months. And he started singing devotional songs. And this is what happened. And he went to moksha experts, and experts say, hey, Moksha Mukti, what happened to you was atomic transformation. So, according to the expert, yes, it happened to Moksha Mukti, that is atomic transformation. Some people say, well, you are awakening. Some people say, yeah, you are enlightened, so and so forth. So Moksha Mukti just say he's just a simple, ordinary man, you see. But something happened, it is allow Moksha Mukti to function in a natural state of being. That's why he calls himself simple, ordinary man, because he appreciates simple things. He points out simple things. What Moksha Mukti is pointing to simple things. So whether you can accept this, be here, you can reject it, be here, or you stay in the neutral, is not Moksha Mukti's concern. But what Moksha Mukti asks to you is that for the group that are gathering here, this is true gathering. For other group, please don't leave any negative comments. If you don't want to be here, simply leave. You can just scroll down and go. You don't need to remark any negative comments, because now that doesn't affect Moksha Mukti. That doesn't bother Moksha Mukti at all. But it bothers to the people that are here. They're coming here first time, second time, they're feeling that negativity, you see, and they get agitated and they report back to Moksha Mukti, say, hey, somebody's saying negative. And that's the only reason. If you need to say negative things, message me and say in a private message, there is no problem on that. I can take the negativity, so-called negativity. There is no problem, because in the source Moksha Mukti is not agitated. So anyway, how will this thought change? Well, you can change any thought you want, Vivek Kumar. There is no problem. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing here, although this is light session, he's pointing you to recognize the source. He's pointing you to give attention to the source. And in there, even for 15 seconds, he's pointing you not to believe in your thought. Give attention to that source that is observing everything, and see for yourself. And all this, whatever you're seeking, is already available to you. That itself will guide you, you see. And you can change your all thought. See, you're constantly changing thought, constantly changing your belief. And you are what you believe, in the reality. But here, what Moksha pointing, you are much more than your belief, much more than anything, much more than your thought, beyond belief, beyond your imagination, beyond your thoughts. That is available to you now. And that's what Moksha Mukti is pointing. Melissa said, do the collection beliefs of others affect us? I have read where a group of people have prayed over people or plants, and that has a positive effect of speaking positively negative to the waters and effects on the under microscope. Could you protect ourselves from thoughts or beliefs? Yes, that's what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you, Melissa, that in the source it is available to you. You see, all the protection is available to you. So that's why even the troller comes here, Moksha Mukti is not agitated. Who's agitated are the people, you see, nice group of people, nice loving people, you see, they're looking for peace. Those kind of people are affected when someone says negative comment, but Moksha Mukti is not affected. You see, in the source you cannot be affected, you cannot be agitated. See, but there is something in the prayer, you can pray, and you see, that can create some vibrations, and it simply is a vibration. And who knows in the reality? You see, these are simply vibration, quantum vibration. Maybe that vibration is creating someone to heal. It's possible, just like Moksha Mukti does quantum prayer, and people report back to Moksha Mukti, hey, my surgery, not only one people, many people say my surgery went well, I am feeling much better now, I am even healed just now, I didn't even ask for healing, I was in a pain, now I am healed now. All these people are reporting back to Moksha Mukti. Why? You see, that prayer there's a vibration, but you see, the thought wants to know how, why, and when, all that, and that is never going to know when. Thought will never know. Thought will never understand. You see, thought will never get, and thought wants to know, get, and all that. You see, but this is the reality. The vibration is created, and again, this is just a light session. This is just the happening, and what is happening? You see, it's just the happening, just the existing, expressing itself. There's a vibration. There's a quantum dance of quantum, and thoughts coming up and interpreting all these things. This is happening, and when we go little intensive sessions, sometimes at night time, sometimes in the daytime, intensive session, what happens? We go a little deeper, you see, and Moksha Mukti goes deeper to point you see, and that's what happens. But here in the session this is the light session, and this is simply happening. Vivek Mars, I don't want you don't hurt Moksha Mukti, Vivek. You cannot hurt Moksha Mukti. Of course, if you come and beat me, of course they may hurt physically, that's possible. But in the quantum, in the source, you cannot hurt Moksha Mukti by saying anything. You see, but this gathering that is happening, Moksha Mukti simply asking you, you see, to be nice. That's all he's been asking. But you may be being nice. I'm just trying to figure out what you're asking and what you're wanting. You see. Sherry Lewis says, Namaste, my lovely. Namaste, Sherry Lewis. Namaste, my lovely. How are you today? Thanks for joining. There was no session yesterday, and so this is like a light session. This is not intensive session, and we're just speaking lightly, and we may do intensive session, and please feel free to share this to different groups, especially Namaste or any other groups. And see, we're just spreading the love of the existence that is expressing, that is simply happening, you see. And whether you do it or not do it, it's not Moksha Mukti's concern. It just use the words. He asks for it, and if it happens, if it doesn't, there is no concern. Even few people were here, even one or two people here listening, this becomes satsang. You see, simply happening. Truth, true gathering, true association that is happening. And of course, if there's a large group, it happens. If it's a small group, it happens. You see, so just like someone reported, hey, Moksha Mukti, you look sad today. It may happen. There may be sadness experienced in Moksha Mukti is experiencing. And it happens. It happens to you, you see. And you wanting to feel good all the time is going to give you the problem. Because whatever experiencing, that is experiencing. Intangible or tangible force, mostly intangible force, vibration from distant galaxy, even nearby, is giving that vibration, giving that stimuli, and causing you to feel sadness, causing you to feel anxiety, and that is only in the body level. But when you think about it, when you thought about it, or when you give attention to the thought, that exaggerates and you feel really sad. Oh, what I'm going to do now? I'm going to cry. I feel sad. That is just the exaggeration in the mind. But the sadness is there in the physiological level, and that you may have seen that. A couple of people reported, or one person reported, there's a sadness that they can see in Moksha Mukti. That is in a physiological level, but Moksha Mukti is not bothered by that sadness. If it's there, you see, and if it's there, it is there, and it will pass. Just like right now, today is a cloudy day, and yesterday was nice clear sky, and there's a cloud. And of course, Moksha Mukti knows by law of average, this cloud is going to disappear sometimes. Either tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next week, next month, eventually the cloud is going to disappear. You see? And similarly, that sadness, whatever you're experiencing, anxiety, depression, it will pass. Seriously, I'm doing well, thank you. How is you? Well, I'm well, thank you. Glad you joined, Sherry. So that's what's happening. This is simply happening. Vivian says, all things shall pass. Yes, Vivian, all things appear and disappear. Appear and disappear in the consciousness. Mehdi says, sir, I want to learn about quantum plexus. Would you please? Well, that's what we're speaking today, Mehdi. This is about quantum plexus or the source. That is already available to you now, and Moksha Mukti is simply pointing you to give attention to that. That's all we're doing. And Moksha Mukti also offer intensive session, sometimes in nighttime or sometimes daytime. In the intensive session, we're going deeper about that quantum plexus or the source. Seriously, I shared your post to Namaste Guru. Thank you, Cheryl. You're lovely. Such a beautiful soul, beautiful source, beautiful quantum plexus. Don't like to use the word soul because that is beautiful. Yes, everything appears and disappears, Sadness appears and sadness disappears. Happiness appears and happiness disappears. And well, thought likes to do this. He said, well, when you see someone so-called sad, that is just the interpretation of thought, and thought say, hey, I don't want to see someone sad. I want to see that person happy. And you report, hey, why are you sad today? Because thought wants to be happy all the time. Because the mind wants to be happy all the time, and the mind is simply telling thought to get rid of that sadness, to actually talk to that person or talk to something to get rid of the sadness or get rid of whatever that mind is not liking. Because mind likes sensuality, and mind likes happiness. Mind likes to be happy all the time, 24/7. You see, and there is a thought is related to the mind, and thought also likes to see everyone happy. Thought also likes to see you happy, and constantly, even though there is a sadness experienced in the body through the vibration or whatever reason, and mind wants to get rid of that, and that is causing the problem. So someone reported to Moksha Mukti, hey Moksha Mukti, today you look sad. And if I took that if I give attention to the thought, hey, wait a minute, Jenny said I am sad. Maybe I am experiencing sadness there. That's why she said that, and I am experiencing that sadness. And now I am really sad. So if I believe in that thought, what would happen? The sadness would have been here, and Moksha Mukti probably going to sit here like this. You see? But Moksha Mukti kept going, and although there may be sadness, but in the source you're not agitated in the sad. You see? Sherry says, well, welcome. You're most welcome. And Sherry says, I've been telling all my friends and customers about you. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Appreciate that. Spread that love. Share that love. You see? If you receive something from here, spread it around. You see? Open it. And what goes around comes around. You see? You spread the love, more love will come to you. Spread joys, more joy will come to you. You see? And this is happening because existence expressed through Moksha Mukti, and this is existence expression, and Moksha Mukti is spreading the, well, not spreading but expressing the expression of the existence. And existence, you see that this is happening. Same thing, you can express, you can share, share all this expression and loving this energy, whatever, and it will come back to you. And you see, and in the source you are that. We are not different, we're the same in the source. Vivian says, me too. Thank you, Vivian. And I have had the opportunity to meet both of you, Sherry and Vivian. Sherry I met via Skype, so I got to see, interacted with you, how I interact with you, saw with my own eyes. And Vivian, I chatted with you on the phone. So both of you are super. Both of you are true friends in that sense. Because in the aspect we are different. I don't know all of your aspect, but in the reality I know the truth. I know who you are in the reality. I got a phone call here. I might have to decline the phone call and take it later. So we've been speaking for 1 hour and 15 minutes, almost 4 o'clock here, 4 p.m. Central US time. So 4:30 I've got another meeting, so I only have half an hour, actually 38 minutes, but we're gonna end this session in half hour. Luis Izquierdo says, hello, my name is Luisa. May I get a reading, please? Hi, Louise. Thanks for joining. Moksha Mukti is not doing reading. This is simply light session, and Moksha Mukti is pointing to you something that you have available within you now. Moksha Mukti called the source or the quantum plexus, and you may refer to that source or the quantum plexus as your higher power, higher energy, higher source, whatever. But in the reality, that is just the source, and that source is already available within you, and he's pointing you to that. And it simply requires your attention to that. When you give attention to that, then you start seeing that, observing that is observing everything, and in there, whatever is you need seeking, that itself will guide you. And then Moksha Mukti offers a little bit of intensive session, and in the intensive session we go a little deeper. You see, go more detail or deeper into that observing, and that's a little deeper. But this is the light session. And then Moksha Mukti offers personal meeting, and in the meeting you go deeper. You see, and deeper, and a lot of people reported back to Moksha Mukti, hey, when I meet with you personally, that will be either Skype or some messengers. When I meet with you personally and go into this personal meeting, see, it makes a lot of sense to me now. And you see, and so I get what you're pointing. But here is just the light session. You may not get it, you may get it, but simply is a simple, effortless, just a little effort to give you attention to the source. And that is observing now, and you can do that here now, or you can come to the intensive session. And both this session and the intensive session, there is no charge. You see, it's free of cost. Simply love. This is love Moksha Mukti is offering. However, to request Moksha Mukti's personal meeting, there's simple small donation that needs to be donated in order to have a personal meeting, or you can share Moksha Mukti's live feed to different spiritual groups. And when you do that, your name will be entered into the list, and this weekend, and by Monday or next week sometime, Moksha Mukti will read the name, and if you won, Moksha Mukti will grant you or award you personal meeting. So there's a two-way you can do personal meeting. But here we're just doing light session, just like this is relaxing, this is calm. Some people report back, but he's simply pointing you. Simply needs your attention, little effort to give you attention to that source that is observing. Well, you may call that power within, but Moksha Mukti doesn't call the power within. Power, when you say the power, that is the interpretation of the thought. That is there, the source, or the quantum plexus. Just like the waves of the water in the ocean, it connects the ocean. It's the plexus, quantum plexus connects the universe, you see. And just like the fish unaware of the water, humans unaware of this quantum plexus, and that's what Moksha Mukti is pointing, and that is available within. And when you give attention to that, it is possible for you to see it and recognize it. That is observing, that is happening now in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future, but now in this present moment. Raymond Bayard is here. He says, "What's up, homie?" Hey Raymond, thanks for joining. How are you today? JD is here. Hello friend, glad I see you. Moksha, namaste. Namaste JD. Your friend Raymond is here. I was mistaken you for Raymond the other day. So both of you are together, Raymond and JD. Thanks for joining, both of you. And JD, I'm going to be sharing the conversation you had with Moksha Mukti. I'm going to be sharing that, cutting out just that piece, and I'm going to share that. I share that Sherry's conversation, a phone call conversation. I shared Vivian's phone call conversation, and I'll be sharing your phone call conversation shortly. And I haven't started to share the personal meeting yet. Maybe in the future Moksha Mukti will share the personal meeting, and if you don't want Moksha Mukti to share that, just simply let Moksha Mukti know, but we already talked about this before taping that. Just like one person said, you can share, but do it anonymously, and I just decided to not to share that person's video. I'm just never gonna share that personal meeting. But there are other people who had Moksha Mukti personal meeting. I have taped them, and I may share that. But if you don't want to share that, just simply let Moksha Mukti know, and he'll not share it. But he has not shared that yet. The meeting, the Skype meeting, and in the Skype meeting, the viewer only see Moksha Mukti. That's taped from the camcorder. They will hear your voice, all the conversation, but they will not see your face. Yolanda Castillo say, I am here. Well, glad you're here, Yolanda. How are you? You are always here. You have always been here, and you will always be here. I'm talking about not in this group, but here. JD says, awesome, brother. Go right ahead. All right. I'll just have to sit down and do that little technical work, edit. And so 4:30, we're gonna, in about 22 minutes, this session will be over. So feel free to ask any questions. This is light session. This is simply happening. And Yolanda says, good. You're anxious, Yolanda. Sounds like you're anxious. Are you excited to be here? And I received some friend requests from people. Yolanda said, yes, it's Friday and I am off till Monday. Yeah. Yeah, today is definitely Friday. A lot of people are happy because you don't have to work for 2 days, such as Yolanda. She's happy, she's excited. Yeah, happy weekend to you, Yolanda. Glad you're here. So I've got about 20 or something minutes for this session. This session is going to end. I have another meeting at 4:30 Central Time, US time. So I have to get off. I have to give few minutes to set that up. So in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, this session will end. Okay, so Bill says, when will you do another intense session? Again, that happens spontaneously, Bill. I don't like to plan, like I'm going to give this intense session, then it doesn't become spontaneous, it doesn't become fresh. But it may happen tonight, I have to see what the family are doing, what the family obligations are, so that dictates the session. But if I'm free, of course I will give the free session, intensive session, because Moksha Mukti does not drink alcohol, so and he's sober all the time, so he can give that session. But if there's something family has a plan, then won't be able to do it. But next time he'll definitely do intensive session. And Moksha Mukti will also create a intensive group. So then we can do like a secret intensive session like that too. If you're interested, I will create that group. So that's what's happening. Yolanda says, thank you, glad to be here. Can I ask a reading? Yolanda, Moksha Mukti is not giving you reading. Moksha Mukti is not a psychic. Moksha Mukti not a astrologer or fortune teller. He's not looking in a crystal glass and looking into the future or reading a card, anything like that. However, some other people do that. Moksha Mukti does not do that. What Moksha Mukti is doing here is simply pointing you to something that you have available within you now. Moksha Mukti calls the source or the quantum plexus. And some people may imagine that source of the quantum plexus as your higher energy or higher being or higher power. But that's the imagination. What Moksha Mukti sees here is the source of the quantum plexus. It is weak, it seems powerless, it seems nothing, but that is available within you, and that itself knows everything there is to know. That itself has a power or ability or capacity to guide you, and that power is actually guiding you. But what is happening there is your attention is consumed by the thought, and you do not see that. You do not recognize that. Moksha Mukti is pointing you to give attention to that, and there you can recognize that, you can experience that, and that itself will guide you. That itself will, whatever you're seeking, that is there, available within you now. And Moksha Mukti also does intensive session. That's what we just talked about. When Bill asked, when will I do intensive session? Either tonight or sometime, Moksha Mukti will create intensive session and we go deeper. But here, just talking lightly, in the surface. Just to give an analogy, don't take it literally, this is just the analogy. We're just hanging out on the beach, relaxing, chilling, going through this seashells, sand, stone, water, seaweeds, chilling, seeing the waves, swimming, And then in the intensive session, we go take a dive and go into a little bit deeper. And that's just the analogy I'm giving. And so in the deeper sense, we go maybe 100 feet, 200 feet, we go swim, we go see, maybe corals, different fish and all that, So we go a little deeper. That's intensive session. And then Moksha Mukti offers personal meeting. We go way deep, maybe 1,000 feet, 10,000 feet, 100,000 feet. We go deeper, depending on your effort and attention, you see. Vivian said, ciao, Moksha, have a beautiful rest of the day. Yep, Vivian, you too. But Moksha Mukti will stay here another 15 minutes or so. And a lot of things can happen in 15 minutes. You may experience the so-called source even in 30 seconds, 1 minute. Some people it take few seconds, some people it take several minutes, some people it takes half an hour, some people it takes 1 hour, some people it takes weeks, months. It depends on each one of you, Alexis White says hi. Hi Alexis, how are you? Thanks for joining. Namaste. So the session is almost ending. This session, and Moksha Mukti has a personal meeting shortly. Yelena says, oh okay, thank you for explaining, sounds great. Yes, Vivian, ultimately what you're seeking out there by reading or whatever you're seeking, ultimately it's already within you, and that's what Moksha Mukti is pointing, you see. Yep, it is simply happening, simply expressing, simply loving, simply relaxing, simply calm, simply so-called peaceful. But all of those are just the interpretation of the mind. But the experiencing is there, and it's pointing to that experiencing. And in the source that is observing, you see all this within you. Now, in the present moment, you don't see in the past, you don't see in the future. It is now available to you now, you see. And if you want to take it in the future, that means that's anxiety. That creates anxiety, thinking about the future. And thinking about the past either make you happy or make you sad. Because a happy experience in the past is going to make you give you a little bit happy feeling. Experience of the sad can make you sad. Or experience of happy can even give you sad now, because now you want to recreate that happiness now, and you cannot do that because everything is available. Everything is happening. Susan Whitmore says, good morning from rainy Adelaide, Australia. Namaste. Namaste, Susan. Thanks for joining. How are you? And namaste, Australia. It is morning there. It is afternoon here. And Susan, this session is almost ending, but we have like 10 minutes left. You can ask questions, be here, enjoy, relax, whatever, you see. Haidar says, Namaste, pure soul. Namaste, Haidar. Thanks for joining. Susan say, I'm good lying in bed looking and listening to you. Okay. Yep, this is simply happening. Susan, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Although some people reported to Moksha Mukti, hey Moksha, you look sad today. Maybe sadness is there experiencing, and that happens. You see, sadness appears, sadness disappears. Happiness appears, happiness disappears. You see, all these experiences are created in your consciousness, you see, for you to experience that. And all that appears and disappears. And you see, Feather Blessing says blessings. Blessings to you, Feather Blessings. Susan says, thank you for your service. You're welcome, Susan. This is simply expressing the expression of the universe or the existence. Yolanda says, how about how does my past affecting my future? How can I change it? That's a really good question, Yolanda. So your past actually creates the present, and the present creates the future. So if you dwell too much on the past, there is not much change in the past and the present. Where in the present, everything is available to you. There is tremendous possibilities, infinite possibilities here in the present moment. And when you dwell in the past, now your present is based on the past and also anticipation in the future. So it is stretching you or compacting you, giving you unnecessary stress, because now either you dwell in the past or anticipate in the future, never in the present moment. Now when you come into the present moment, there is infinity possibilities in the present moment, and that can give you a new future. Can transform your life into the new future. Transform yourself in the new future. You see, that is available to you now in this present moment. And what Moksha Mukti is pointing to you, simply give attention to that source that is observing everything. Observing everything, that itself will bring you in the present moment. That itself, many people, Moksha Mukti says it will relax you. That also been validated by many listeners, that when you give attention to that observing, it itself will relax you. He knows he's speaking the truth, but it is not truth to you until you validate that. And many people have already validated that. When you give attention to the source, that observing is happening, you are relaxed, you are calm, you are happy, you are peaceful. You see, that is already available to you. And in the present moment, it allows you to create infinite possibility. It allows you to create miracle in your life. What saddens you, may I ask? Well, there's Moksha Mukti is not going to talk about personal life, Susan. Personal life, there is a sadness, there is a happiness, both. You see, that happens. Simply experiencing. And all of the things you are saying here, you see, that also saddens Moksha Mukti in a physiological level. Because Moksha Mukti is simple, ordinary human being. And no human being can say that I am not sad. No human being cannot say I am not suffering. Everyone is suffering. Everyone is sad sometimes. Everyone is happy. All that happens in this human form. Everyone suffers. You see, whatever all the people are going through similar situations, something also going through Moksha Mukti life. And physiological level, yeah, there is a pain and the suffering. And there is a pain and suffering. Moksha Mukti suffers when you are in the pain also. When you suffer, Moksha Mukti suffers. You see, that's all happening. And that's why Moksha Mukti does quantum prayer. Like today, I don't think we have time to do a quantum prayer. We did one Wednesday. We may do again later on. But when we do quantum prayer for the world peace, if everyone gives attention to that source, you see, this whole world will be peace, war-free or the peaceful. And everyone will cease to suffer. When everyone ceases to suffer, you don't suffer. Because when you suffer, I suffer in the reality. So, but the suffering is there. Everyone suffers. You see. But just because you suffer, Moksha Mukti is not agitated in the source. He's keep on giving the service. Although, for some of you, it may appear like I am sad. That's what a couple of people reported. But you see, in the source, in the reality, Moksha Mukti is not sad. Maybe he was experiencing sad. But he doesn't want to go into deeper. Whatever is happening, it's the same thing going to happen to you also. See, we're not different in the reality. Heidegger said, would you do live session in which we all look deep in ourselves, transmit love and experience oneness? Do you think that we would do us heightened level of perhaps not. That is not the goal of this. The goal of this session is to experience and recognize that in that experience and recognition, yes, all those things can happen. Miracle can happen. Infinity possibilities are possible there. All those things happen. But the goal is to recognize and experience. Ultimately, you are seeking for that. Not the higher vibration, not this vibration. You are seeking to be home. You are seeking to experience the source. You are seeking to have that recognition within it, your functionality. See, that's what's happening. And yes, Moksha Mukti does intensive session either tonight or some other time. And he'll announce that this session is intensive session, but this is a light session. It's simply happening. Okay, Susan say a closing for mankind. Well, you ask, you shall receive, Susan. So just before this session ends, Moksha Mukti will do quantum prayer for mankind and for the peace. Let's just do for world peace. And so who wants to join Moksha Mukti to do world peace in about 5 minutes? Report that you are with Moksha Mukti doing world peace. We're going to do it together. I need at least 10 people to do this prayer in 5 minutes or in 4 minutes. So report back if you're interested. We'll do prayer together for world peace, quantum prayer for world peace. Doing that now. But this is not an intensive session. This is a light session. Susan, you are me, I am you, you are one. Have you experienced this truth? Yes, Susan, I have experienced this truth. I am experiencing this truth now. That's why Moksha Mukti is talking, giving talks, speaking. And all simply this is an expression of that. And there are different aspects of who you are, different aspect of Moksha Mukti. Moksha Mukti is male, Susan is female. Moksha Mukti has different feature, Susan has different feature. Moksha Mukti has different habit, Susan has different habit. Moksha Mukti has different behavior, Susan has different behavior. All that is just the aspect of you. In the aspect there is of course differentiation. That makes us unique. That makes everyone unique because of those habits and behaviors and functionalities and all those features and behaviors and all that makes us unique. So in that sense, yes, we are different. But in the source, We are all one. Yes. And Rayban Creek Tutor Dal Pig says, Raymond, here we have time to do quantum prayer. Yes. Rayban, we have time to do quantum prayer. Actually, we're going to do quantum prayer in 2 minutes. So those who want to do quantum prayer, just say I do or yes, and we'll do quantum prayer. Yolanda is there. Hang on a second. I'm gonna write all your names down. Hang on 1 second. All right, so who's here? Yolanda. So I'll write the name down. Shannon says, you prayed for me. I felt better. Can you pray for again? Okay, Shannon, I'll pray for you. But we're going to do quantum prayer. Susan says yes. Bill Class. Bill. Susan, I hope you a wonderful day. Lovely. I know you have to go. Yes, Susan, but before I go, we'll do the Sherry. Sorry. Sherry will do a quantum prayer. I have another session I need to get to. Shaileshni. Then there's a Shannon. War Peace. Vivian. Yolanda also says personal player. And then so do you believe we are the universe in the human form? Susan, I think we don't have time for this, but let's just say that we are quantum plexus, just like water in the ocean. A wave is just the human body. The human body is the wave in the quantum plexus, just like wave in the water is the ocean. Human body in the quantum plexus is like a wave, just giving an analogy. Okay, so next time we can go deeper. Let's shift our attention to giving the quantum prayer. Seriously, thank you so much for your prayers for my son's fingers getting better. Oh, all right. You're welcome, Sherry. I hope he's doing well. I hope you're doing well, and keep on doing those dressings. Of course, those dressings will all help you, along with that prayer. Annette says, personal prayer. So Annette, personal prayer. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far, we have 7 of us. All right. So time is almost up. Let me give you 1 more minute. If I have 10 people to do quantum prayer, there are 7 of us, including Moksha Mukti 8, but I need 11. 1 Moksha Mukti and 10 of you, because Moksha Mukti do quantum prayer. There's a delay, and you all be doing quantum prayer when you see that on the video. There's a delay, but Moksha Mukti does his, and you all do it together. And when you all do it together, then that becomes the group quantum prayer, because now there is a delay here. All right, so there are 7 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you doing quantum prayer, and this session is about to end. And there's 3 people wanted a personal prayer, so Moksha Mukti is going to try to fulfill that also in this session. All right, so let's do quantum prayer for world peace. Simply intent and purpose. Don't believe anything in your mind. Don't believe in all your thought. All your thought is happening. Simply do not believing while you do quantum prayer. Your thought do not exist. It is there, but it does not exist. You don't believe in that thought. You're not attached to the thought while you're doing quantum prayer. Intent and purpose. Purpose for world peace. So okay, 1, 2, 3. Done. Quantum prayer is done. You do it while you see this video. And here the Shannon, Yolanda, and Annette. Hey, I'm gonna do just prayer for 3 of you, okay? Because I don't have time to do it individual prayer for you. Shannon, Yolanda, Annette, I'm just going to give you group prayer for your well-being. Shannon. All right, done. So prayer for Shannon, Yolanda, and Annette. So I did all that for you. So this is the end of it. We're just ending right now. So world peace, quantum prayer for world peace just conducted, and you'll see all the news coming out like within few days in your hometown, around the world. Violence being minimized, a war being minimized. People are coming to do the talk. People are starting dialogues and ending the violence and war. And thank you for all joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the intensive session or the light session next time.